hello there. Little bit of an interruption there. We were supposed to join Inman's lobby, but obviously one person couldn't, or kept on joining and kept on disconnecting, so, you know, apologies for that one, but hopefully we're going to get this sorted here. So then, good evening, or good day, good morning to everyone that's going to be watching this one. This is the ARC, the World Cup, presented by the ARC. This has been months in the making for, you know, our people in the ARC higher authority, like Inman and what have you, have sorted all this out there. We managed to get ourselves 12 teams. We actually did this before. If anyone thinks back to, I think it was like 2019, we did like a team v team, like we had 7 teams competing at the same time. Quite a historic moment, I would say. But this one is probably a lot more bigger, for sure, because we have ourselves at least 12 teams competing in this one, which is a huge amount. We will go through them all as we go along, but we're just waiting for more drivers to come along, because we've only got 7 out on track at the moment. And there's some of the other teams there you may recognise, especially the likes of CSX there. We have seen a couple of CSX drivers competing in ARC, so good to see these guys back out on the track. So how this works is it's basically just 3 rounds, only 3 rounds in this championship, unfortunately. The first round is obviously you've seen here live at Spa. Race 2 is at Saint Croix, the B layout, and then at round 3 that will be run over 3 weeks, because obviously we're going to be showing the main event in races 1 and 2. But round 3, Inman decided to see, you know, just to show more attention to all the other drivers that's out there. So probably the guys that are like we won't see in the main event, we will get to see them eventually come race at round 3. The top 4 teams in the point standings after race 2 will do the Grade A final, 5th to 8th will do the Grade B final, and the final 4 teams will race in the Grade C final. So I believe the first week will be Grade A, like teams from like 1st to 4th. Then the second week will be teams 5th to 8th, and then I think the third week will be teams C to 9th to 12th. Only 3 teams. Only 3 from each team will race, but here are the full lineups for you. So we've got ourselves, I'll just pull up my little stat up here. So we'll go through the drivers as we go along. So we'll just have a look at someone else actually. So first of all, we've got Team ARC. They've actually brought out 2 teams for this one. Team ARC 1, which has Hallex, Inman, Kofi and Law. Oh, it's Distinct Jones there having a little moment there out of the Lafania chicane. Team ARC 2 has Lorasco, Robo, Matty, Darth Nihilus and ARC Pred G. And then you've got the next team out there is Distinct Gaming, which we're looking at right now in the well, as you can see they're flashy in their black car there. It's got Cortez, VLX Shredding, Quartzel Jones, who we were just looking at right now, and Miu. Next up is the Cosmic Esports Blue team. They've set out 2 teams here. Dylan Cliff, Stephen 85. We know Stephen, who has raced in a few ARC event races. I think he's actually competing in the BTCC. Looking forward to that one. Kevlaro, we've seen him as well. That's a nice looking livery, not going to lie. That's quite nice actually. I like that blue. That's really nice. Anyway, I digress. Kevlaro and Isaac. They also bring out another team, but it's the white team, which is led by CSX Combe MD. I want to say Cleansy. I hope I've said that right. And Wise Guy, who we did see in Season 4. So it's nice to see Wise Guy back with us. First of the new teams there, COC. They are a relatively new team. They chose the acronym COC because they tried to fit words that fit around it, because COC is funny. Okay. So it's a relatively brand new team, and their drivers consists of they've actually also brought out 2 teams too. We've got COC Slim, Ben MK, I think we've seen Ben MK as well in previous ARC races. Paolo PM and Crow Hawk. And their second team consists of Feel the Vibes, Mamba Strike 1000 and Yaya. It would be a shame if we put Rasputin at the end of it. Next up is the Dominican, we don't know anything about the Dominican sim racing team, which is actually led by this guy right here, Ray Bolanta. That is a really lovely livery. I ain't gonna lie, that is really, really nice. We've got also DSRT Oliver, Joe Libre, and C. De Moya. That's the team there. Next up, a couple of teams from the RA team, the Race Asylum. That's led by Gecko Racer, Dynamic Style, which I believe he should be in this lobby. I think he is. Something like that. Baz 68, King Ears, and Sneak. And their other team is the Academy team, the Race Asylum Academy, which is led by Gorilla Gaz 86, Blitzu, Henry SB 996, JDP Gaming, and GW Garnell, which we have seen as well in ARC, particularly the previous championship that was raced, and I can't remember what it was. That's nice, isn't it? Oh, the ALMS series. Yes, he drove the BMWs. That's right. And the penultimate team. No, sorry. The last team is RRC, which is Realistic Racing Club, founded by Shishiman. They host their own GR3, GR4s, and one make series, as well as events such as the 1967 Le Mans, and 83 and 85 F1 Championship, and a series featuring famous movie cars. They also have a team in the Digital Endurance Series, but they are now looking forward to the ARC World Cup, and they have set out two teams. First of all, led by Comrade AFC, Shishiman himself, the boss. That looks like that's Hams Cure, Comfy User Free, and DLL Charles. And their second team, actually the first team is actually called Ridiculous Racing Clowns. I don't think there'll be any ridiculous driving in that one. Let's actually move away from that car, because I'll probably get the hairs on the back of my spine are getting quite erect seeing that lovely looking livery. The second team is Ravenous Raging Chimps. Lovely. And they are led by Nushel Gendrick, Rufus Goldstrife, I hope I've said that name right, Crash Chastic, and Marius G 1996. Those are the drivers competing. Now, just to also know the rules as it follows. This race will be 21 laps long, but most importantly, it is a grid start, as one of the Beatles is going off there. That might be Law, I think. Just going out of Stavelo too. So yes, for all you ARC fans that have been, from time, obviously we've been doing a lot of, manual rolling start, but this is a grid start now. So, yeah, 21 laps around this beautiful Spa circuit. Tyre rules is you must have to race on the softs, the mediums, and the hard tyre for at least a full lap. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what strategies these drivers are going to go for. Pretty much there, as Jones goes fastest there with a 2:15, 8:16. We'll go through the drivers as well. We'll also talk about the qualifying, or who's competing in qualifying in each lobby, because there will be 3. Oh, well, looks like we're going to get qualifying underway now. So qualifying is 11 minutes. Usually it's 10 minutes, but since this track is huge, they've decided to go for an extra minute there. So it looks like, are we missing some people? Because we were supposed to have at least 12. We were missing a driver, actually. I can't spectate. Oh, there, I think that's the guy, actually. I think that's him. Yep, that's him. So we've got all of us now. So in qualifying Group A, we will have Distinct Miu, Inman, Hallex, Distinct Jones, Law, Rascal, Crowhawk, who has just joined. There he is there. Darth Nilus, Dylan Cliff, Ray Bolanta, Dynamic Styles, and Kevlaro. That's in qualifying Group A. For Group B, which is led by Goofy, it will have DSRT C. De Moya, Gecko Racer from the Racing Asylum, Team Cox Paolo PM, RE King Ears, Hams Cure, and Ben MK, Distinct Cortez, Comrade AFC. As qualifying is now underway. I will get to see some of the chats. Don't worry, I'm just going through the the basic stuff here. Pred G, DL Charles Kleinsey and Mamba Strike 1000, that's in Group B. And in Group C, Yar from Team COC, Henry SB96, GTP Nushel, Wise Guy, Marius G, Blitz U, Garnell, Combe, Crashtastic, Isaac, Outlaw, and L Duke 77 from the DSRT, and that is led by Techno Guy. So qualifying is underway. Like I said, it is 11 minutes long, and you can see drivers then. Looks like a few drivers might be going to do the old traditional fuel burning type of style. So let's have a look then at the cars that these drivers have chose for. So this is Dynamic Styles for Racing Asylum, driving the Beetle, not a bad choice. And you've got Larasco driving the Team 2 for ARC. He's also chosen the Beetle. Darth Nihilus, also for Team 2, driving the Lexus. And right behind him is his Law compatriot, but in a different team. Oh, that was a bit hair racing stuff there. Law also going for the Beetle. Halleck's going for the Lexus. Watch out for Halleck's there. He could be a threat as well. There's the likes of Jonesy, who we've seen just in practice there, looked superiorly quick. So watch out for those two having a great battle there. But Halleck's driving the Lexus, then followed by Inman, who has gone for the Alfa Romeo. That's it, yeah. Aston Martin, Ray Bolanta, and I just love that car. Look at that car, that is lovely. In the BMW, Kevlaro going brave, going for the Dodge Viper. Obviously, he wants to use the straight line advantage on that Dodge Viper. What's Crowhawk driving? He's driving the Toyota. And then you got Distinct Joe's, who we're seeing right there. He's driving the Citroen, which we saw back in Season 3. It will get off the line extremely well. If you think back to like Season 3, especially at Sedegna, when Chile drove the Citroen, started on the front row and just blitzed Alex Rogers off the line. He must have pulled like at least a second advantage just off the line. So watch out for that Citroen. That's going to be super quick off the line. Dylan Cliff driving the Chevrolet Corvette. Not a bad choice here. Obviously they're going for cars that will have a lot of straight line speed around here, but these cars do tend to guzzle a lot of fuel up. And the last guy is Miyu driving the Subaru. Not usually seen the Subaru in previous ARC seasons. We have seen Pim driving a Subaru. That was back in Season 4, I believe it was, at Brands Hatch. Actually did well, qualified 4th in that Subaru, so yeah, the Subaru can be... Watch out for Miyu. Hopefully he will have a good lap time in. But looks like a lot of drivers then going for the fuel burning strategy, so they're just going to go for the... well, except for this guy right here. So let's have a look then at a lap around this historic Spa racing circuit. That's Eau Rouge Radion, and now on to the Kemmel straightaway. The first of 3 penalty burns around this track. Will he be touching 7th gear in the Beetle? Looks like he isn't. Then brake just about at the curb then. Now in towards the Lake Combe chicane. So the curb. Go to the middle of the track then, and then into Malmedy. Little lift off the throttle. Up into 4th place. Slightly downhill now towards the hairpin called Rivage. 2nd gear this should be. There you go. Hug the inside line. Now in towards No Name. Again, just lifting off the throttle there, and now using all of the curb on the exit, and now in towards the fast double left-hander, Pouon. It's just one corner in all, turn 12, down to 4th gear. Do not touch the Astro on the right side there, because you will lose the car. We have seen drivers do that in the past. And now in the Lefania chicane. It's a bit of an interesting one, because it's a long turn in there. It's quite deceiving, that corner. And again, all over to the right hand side underneath the Spa-Francorchamps circuit badge. Into Stavolo 1, looks like Kevlaro and Balanta have made contact there. Into Stavolo 2, and then into the second of the penalty bounds, the pole flared a bit, and then we're coming into what was, well, one of the dangerous corners in the world of motor racing, Blanchimont. Absolutely Harry flatters through here. Obviously the track is widened out now. Back when I first started Formula 1 it was a lot more narrow as what it was. There used to be a bus stop chicane around about here, but it's now been changed over the years, and now into this chicane. Brake really late there. Is he going to go into 1st gear? No. Wise choice to go 2nd gear. Use a lot of curb there as well. And then slightly over the brow of the hill and then across the line to complete your lap there. Hug the right side line because that's the quickest laid out. And he will set himself a 2:18.858. And so far, currently the fastest out there on the track. Let's see what Rascal can do. He may improve it just about by 0.3 of a second. Followed behind, I believe, that was Law. And he will go, and there you can see Alex then going to a 2:15.788 in that Lexus there. So ARC 1, 2, 3 at the moment, Racing Asylum 4, but have yet to make a lap time. Darth goes 5th quickest, now he goes 6th quickest because Inman has now gone into 2nd place. Dylan Cliff is 2 minutes 16.996 so far. He is, sorry, that's Darth, my apologies. I was looking at Dylan Cliff, there he is now. No, that's Crowhawk, he goes 3rd quickest. Dylan Cliff goes 4th now. Just about 6 slower than Halleck's fastest time, but we want to see what Jones can do because I heard a lot about this guy. Jones can do a lot of damage here. Let's see what he can do as he crosses the line. Will he beat 2:15.7? No, he doesn't. He will go 4th fastest, about half a second slower, but you know, there's about 5 minutes left. I should probably type that in the chat actually, just to let the drivers know. So 5 minutes to go then for the end of qualifying because there's 6 minutes on the clock. Like I says, it's normally 10 minutes, but since this track is huge, they've added an extra minute in. So it's 11-minute qualifying, and we'll give you a rundown at the moment. Hallex leads the way, followed by Inman. Crowhawk for COC, 3rd fastest. That's a good effort from him. Just about half a second again slower than Hallex. Distinct Jones in 4th. Dylan Cliff in 5th. Rascal Law 6th and 7th. Dynamic Styles is 8th in his Beetle. Just over a shy above a second slower. Darth in 9th, Miyu in 10th, but he can go a lot more quicker in that Subaru. Ray Palanta in 11th, and Kevlaro hasn't posted a lap time yet, but looks like he's not fuel burning. He's going for the lap right now. Neither is also Ray Palanta, so he must have fuel burned. He's still fuel burning by the looks of it right now. Nice to see we've got 13 people here. Also, don't forget, cheer for your team as well. We want to see some cheering in the team in the chats. Techno guys just saying we have a 16.4 in lobby C. That's interested there. Oh, look at that! There's old Dan's there, former champion of Mr. Ferrier. Kobu's in the chat there. Dan saying Alex Inman 1-2. Well, you never know. Jonesy could pose a bit of a threat here. And I mean, you know, he's half a second slow, but we did see him go into the 2:15, so he could upset Hallex and Inman's front row here. There's Crow Magna saying hello, Savvy there. Baz68 saying Race Asylum into place. It looks like your driver's doing quite well there. 8th fastest, but I'm sure he can go faster. Just putting on a new set of fresh soft tyres, so watch out for dynamic. Call me a champ one more time, please. The inaugural champ of season 1 there. That's Dan's 303 right there for you. Looks like all the other drivers then are going into the pit stop to change to new sets of softs. Now let's see what Distinct's going to do. He's just going out for yet another lap. Now, yeah, he must have went. I don't know if that was a slow lap because that was a 2:29.952. So it looks like he's not stopping. He's going for yet another lap here. Let's see what Kevlaro has done. He must have come out the pit lane, so looks like he's just going for the 1 lap then, Kevlaro. But I mean, that's a very brave car to choose, driving the Dodge Viper. Let's ride on board then with Kevlaro, making his way through the Kemble straightaway. Bit of action just ahead there. Looks like that is Dylan Cliff there, slowing way down there, just to let Kevlaro go by. Let his CSX clanmate ahead. Again, the squealer tyres there through the Lecombe chicane. No, it's not Lecombe. What am I on about? No, it is Lecombe chicane. My apologies. Making his way out of Ravage then. So about 90 seconds to go until the end of qualifying. Halleck still leads the way. Inman 2nd, Crowhawk in 3rd, but he's got a new set of softs on his name. Distinct Jones then just still going out on the same tyre, so this is going to pretty much be his last run. But again, don't forget that Citroen will get off the line very, very quickly. Just gets a little wrong though out of Pouon. There'll be a lot of nerves from these drivers here. They don't want to let them teams down, that's for sure. Dylan Cliff 5th fastest now, yeah. Just 44 thousandths slower than Jones. Rascal 6th, Law 7th. Dynamic Styles in 8th. Looks like he's just about to finish his outlap. So we've got about a minute to go now. Just to let them know. So here we go then. Looks like whoever's at Malmedy's going to... sorry, the Stavlo 2. Looks like he's going to be a little bit too late there. Yeah, there's a bit of a mess actually up here now. And Kevlaro's right in the thick of it. Oh, no, now there's contact, and that's the problem, you see. That is the problem. Yeah, I don't know what Rascal was... Yeah, I think that's compromised the Kevlaro's time there a lot there, 2:18. But he's got another time. He's got time to do one more. And qualifying is over. There was a bunch of drivers that just crossed the line there. So whoever's crossing the line then are just going over to the chicane. Distinct Miyu is just going to miss out. That's his qualifying over. So let's see what Miyu can do in his Subaru. And he just did an outlap, so he can't do any more laps now. So Miyu has just missed out. Better let Miyu know, actually. To let him know, because he did cross the line after the 11 minutes, so his time will not count if he goes quicker. Anyway, a bit of a mess here, led by Kevlaro, Hallex and Rascal. And looks like Hallex is not going to improve on his time because he's, you know, stuck behind Kevlaro. But Kevlaro was also on a fast lap as well. Ray Belanta's gone 8th quickest in his BMW, 2:16.776. So it's a full second between 1st to 9th place. Again, let's see what Dynamic can do in his Beetle. Just hitting the AstroTurf on the exit there, 2:16.858, and he improves by 4 tenths to go 6th quickest now. Good effort that is there from Dynamic. And he will push Rascal down to 7th and Law into 8th, who is also in the BMW, and he's just making his way in towards the bus stop chicane as qualifying has ended. Again, got to say no time on Miyu because again he crossed the line. Law goes third, 2:16.165. So the ARC Team 1 driver, it's ARC Team 1, 1, 2, 3, and puts Crowhawk down into 4th place. Well, let's see what he can do. It looks like he's actually slowing down, so his qualifying is run. But Dylan Cliff has put his Chevrolet now up into 4th place. So good lap time there from Dylan. And Distinct Jones now down in 6th place, and yeah, his time is running. Look at the rear tires as well. Look at those rear tires. I just want to see if Miyu is he still doing a lap time? Well, he did improve to a 2:16.833, but his lap time will not count, so they'll have to go to the time on lap 2 of a 2:17.355. So that 2:16.8, what he's just done, that won't count, because like I says, he crossed the line after the 11 minutes was up. So that, again, like I says, that lap time will not count. And now the traditional donuts, which is going to give me a freaking headache. So we'll give you then a rundown then of the live timing. It should be Hallex on the pole with... Oh no, wait a minute. Inman went quicker. Inman went fastest. I didn't notice that. Inman went quicker in his Aston Martin with a 2:15.771, and he was just about 17 thousandths ahead of Hallex in his Lexus with a 2:15.788. Law is third quickest with a 2:16.165. Dylan Cliff 2:16.233. Then Crowhawk in the Toyota, sorry, 2:16.300. Distinct Jones sit quickest 2:16.334. But watch out for him with that Citroen. He'll be probably leading going into the La Source hairpin. Dynamic Styles was 7th quickest, 2:16.419. Rascal, 2:16.501. Darv, 2:16.767. Ray Balanta, 2:16.776. Miyu's time will not count. It was a 2:17 something, I forget, 2:17.6. And then Kevlaro rounding out the field, 2:17.734. But he did have a problem on his way after making contact with Rascal at the chicane. So that is the end then of qualifying 1. As Miyu's just having some fun. So qualifying is over then. Let's have a look then at guys in the chat. Let's see what we got there. Don't forget, 16 people watching. That's good to see. 9 likes though, so come on, let's get some likes on here. Be nice to see. As all the other drivers then having a fun time. I think it's safe to say that Crowhawk is happy with that time there, as well as Miyu. Yep, there we are. So we're just waiting then for the Cobra saying no GTR on grid. Yes, there is actually a guy driving the GTR, and I can't remember what his name is. And he's a COC driver, and I forget what he's called. I'm trying to see what it was. Was it Yaya? I think it was Yaya who was driving the GTR. Oh, Miyu's rear tyres are now completely shot. So it is an ARC Team 1 front row, Inman and Hallex, and then followed by ARC Law. So it's a Team 1, 1, 2, 3. And then Dylan Cliff with a very solid effort there, bringing his car into second place. Also noticed there too is that, yeah, no sign of Stephen. That's a shame. It would be nice to see Stephen in there, because we know Stephen's a very fast driver in that. Go. Also as well, I just noticed too, was that they also did a time trial, a pre-season time trial, which was around Laguna Seca. It was just 3 10-minute qualifying sessions, and out of the pre-season time trial, it was Team ARC1 that was fastest, who was like a quarter of a second faster than Distinct Gaming. Cosmic Esports Blue, which I believe that is Dylan's team we're looking at. If I can bring my map up here. Yeah, Dylan, yeah. Their team was 3.5 tenths slower than ARC1. Team TOC1 was just about 6 tenths slower. Team ARC2 was around about 7 tenths slower. Race Asylum was around about 8 tenths slower. Team 2 of AOC was 0.809 off the fastest time. Dominican Sim Racing team was just about a second off. Then you got the first of the RRC teams there. They were just over a second slower. Cosmic Esports White was 1.6 off. Ravenous Raging Chimps was nearly 2 seconds off the pace, and Race Asylum Academy was just over 2 seconds off. So it's still very, very close there between from first down to 12th place. So we are just awaiting then on who is going to be the lucky 12 people that's going to be racing in the main event, and we will get this first round of the World Cup by ARC underway. So this could take a few minutes here just to get the times all sorted. And this is also a nightmare for us commentators because we can't think of anything else to do there. Baz68 saying really close qualifying session in Lobby B. Well, I'll get to see it on the screen, on my screen. Unfortunately, we won't get to see it on, you know, the main screen. But I will let you know as when we get the times come up. Banji saying, hey Sav, how you doing, Banji? How you doing? Got 14 likes now. That's good. Keep that up then. This should be a quite an enthralling race around Spa, which always serves up fantastic racing. It's my circuit. I was always known as the King of Spa back in the grid days. Back when I was playing the Xbox 360, no one could beat me around that track. I'm hoping I'm all right to say this, but I want to plug the series that Baldy and myself have made as well. I don't know if we're still looking for sign-ups here. Is the ARC does BTCC? I am thoroughly looking forward to maybe commentating that, because I have heard from Baldy himself. I think we've nearly got 2 lobbies up. 2 potential lobbies up, so that's a great show in there for the BTCC, and obviously it's a lot of love. To let him know when you did. No, yeah. Hopefully that's cleared up. Banji's saying best time in Lobby C was a 15.8. Oh, so we're gonna have some fast boys in this main event. This is going to be quite fun, actually. I'd like to know who was the fastest in Lobby B now. Oh no, someone said it's 15.8, yeah, so someone did a 15.8 in Lobby C, someone else did a 15.8 in Lobby B. Now we're just getting some practice underway, so I'm just wondering if you've got the times up, which I hope they do. Oh, there's already some points already. What? Oh wow, there's already some team standings that's come out after the time trials. That's a first. I've never heard that. That's a first for me. So we're just waiting for confirmation of the times to come up. I don't know how long it's going to be. Don't know if Mew. Oh, okay. Didn't know that at all. Didn't even know that at all. So let's look then at Dylan. Looks like he's going to start on the medium tyres in this race. Again, it's going to be interesting what tyres the drivers are going to start off here. Looks like Crowhawk maybe going for softs. Distinct's going to be staying out there, as well as Dynamic Styles. What is so Dylan's going for the mediums. Looks like Alex is on the mediums. Dylan start well. 4th in the qualifying, but with the time saying some people did a 15.8, so he may fall down the pecking order, will Dylan. Interesting call then from Dynamic Styles. He's going for the hard tyres on the stuff. That might be a smart strategy, possibly. Get the slowest of the 3 compound tyres out the way, and then see what I can do there. Hopefully he'll be in the main event, actually, because I mean it was still a fast lap time, but looks like some of the other drivers are going for the mediums and the soft tyres, so Dynamic's going out brave and going for the hard tyres. But we're just hoping that he actually makes the top 12 in this race, actually. We're hoping that he does. I want to see some other different teams come in there, like with the RD or the CSX or the COCs. Crowhawk looked quite fast in that lobby, in this qualifying. There's a look then at Crowhawk 1950. Set out a very good lap time. Has the times been up? I don't know, possibly. Kevlaro's looks like he's left the lobby. Unless if the times have come up, which I haven't seen. Still nothing being sorted out. I was supposed to have, I think, Orloz would be in the booth, but no sign of him. Oh, let's go to see this livery. I hope he makes the show too. I hope he makes the main event. Showing the Dominican Sim Racing team proud there, Ray Bolanta. And again, we're just waiting for confirmation on the times to see who is going to be the lucky 12 people that will be in Lobby E. Looks like, here we go then, the qualifying results is going to be showing up on our screens right now. So in stage 1, first round, it will be Inman that's going to be starting on the pole, followed by Hallex in there, PX7 Outlaw. It does a 135, a 215. That's confusing. A 2:15.859, so he's just shy of a tenth slower than Inman, as well as Gecko Racer. So Racing Asylum will have at least a driver in there. In fact, they'll have 2 because Racing Asylum will have Dynamic Styles in there too. Actually 3, my apologies. King Ears has also made the show as well. So it is Team ARC 1 and 2 with Inman and Hallex leading the way. Then for Team 2 for COC Outlaw is third quickest, 88 thousandths slower than Inman's fastest time. Then it is Gecko Racer, so Racing Asylum will have at least 1 driver in there, and he's just about a tenth slower. Oh, Belanta's not made the show. Oh, we won't see that livery. Oh, that's a shame. Anyway, Gecko Racer is 4th fastest. ARC Law from Team 1 in 5th. Then it is the first of the RRCDLL Team 1 drivers. That is Charles with a 2:16.175, just about 4 tenths slower than Inman's time. Dylan Cliff, who we're looking at right now, he's going to start 7th on the grid. And he is the only Cosmic Esports team to actually make the race. Then it's the second of the 2 RRC DLL drivers. That is Hams Cure driving the other Chevrolet, and actually that's quite close actually. Dylan Cliff and Hams both driving a Chevrolet Corvette, and there were only 3 thousandths separating each other. But it's Dylan that was just slightly faster. Crowhawk in the Team 1 of the COC is half a tenth slow, but he's going to start 9th on the grid. Distinct Jones in that Citroen. Again, watch out for him because his Citroen's going to get really good off the line there. So starting in 10th place may not be a bad thing for Jones, because like I said, he could be leading out of the La Source hairpin. Dynamic Styles in the Beetle, he's going to start 11th. 12th is King Ears Rascal from the Team 2 ARC. He is 7 tenths slower, and Distinct Cortez is just made it in the Ferrari as well. He's just about 9 tenths slower. So, oh, see you later, Ray. Love your livery. Hope to see you again. I hope to. So yeah, just about 9 tenths separating Inman to Cortez there. So we've got 3 Team ARC 1 drivers, 1 Team ARC 2 driver. We've got 3 Race Asylum drivers. We've got 2 RRC DLL 1 drivers. We've got 1 Cosmic Esports team, and we've got 2 Distinct Gaming drivers, And we've got 2 COC drivers, but 1 from each team. So that is what stage 1 looks like, the Lobby A race. For the Lobby B, it will be Darth that will lead the field in a 2:16.767, and he was 9,000 faster than Ray Balanto, who we just saw there. And he was 9,000, like I said, quicker. Pred G in the second of the Team RAC drivers in third, Clancy in fourth, Mamba Strike in fifth, Paolo PM in sixth, seventh is Mumu. Like I said, it's the 2:16 he did was disallowed, so he's going to be starting 7th in Lobby B. 8th is Yaya, Comrade AFC in 9th, Kevlaro in 10th in the Dodge. Again, not really, didn't help that much when there was contact with himself and Rascal. And his fellow clanmate Isaac starting 11th, just about 1.1 seconds slower than Darth's time in Lobby B. Lobby C, which is led by the Dominican Sim Racing team driver C. De Moya with a 2:18.070, and he was about a quarter of a second faster than GTP New Shell for RRC2. Then you've got 2 Race Asylum Academy drivers, Henry SB and Blitz U, both separated by just about a tenth of a second. El Duke for the second of the Dominican Sim Racing team will start 5th, Combe 6th, Crashtastic in 7th, Ben MK in 8th, Garnell in 9th, Wise Guy for Cosmic Esports White Team in 10th, and Marius 1996 for the Ravenous Raging Chimps, the second team, in 11th place. But also those two, Wise Guys and Marius, didn't post a lap time there. So there you go. So that is how the grid looks then for all 3 lobbies. There's a look then at Crowhawk, who's going to be starting 9th on the grid. This is just going to be like a stock check, and then we will get this race underway. We're just waiting for more drivers to come through there. And there is Hams Cure there. That's a different flag I've just seen there from Hams Cure there. That's Mauritius. Wow. Got a driver from Mauritius there. That's lovely. I do love the flag. Very colourful. Cortez saying hello to his clanmate there. Oh, Hams has left the room, unfortunately. So let's have a look then at some of the drivers then and what tyres they're going for. Looks like Jones is going for the hard tyres. Dynamic Styles, we did mention he's on the hard tyres. Rascal also on the hard tyres. Crowhawk, Halleck's Law, Dylan Cliff look like they're all on the mediums. Looks like Outlaw's going for the soft tyres. Oh no, he's going for the mediums. Driving the Audi. Again, Outlaw, watch out for him because he looked it very, very quick. They're starting 3rd on the grid and only about 88,000 slower than Inman's fastest time. Let's have a look at some of the other different liveries. This is Racing Asylum's King Ears driving the Toyota, and he's going to be racing or starting to race on the hard compound tyres. Gecko Racer on the mediums, Cortez also on the mediums, and Charles also on the mediums. Looks like Hams Q is having a bit of a problem getting into the lobby. Cortez wanting to talk about strategy with Jones then in the chat by the looks of it. Maybe Edmund on the soft tyres, possibly. Oh, looks like Jones has stopped then at the chicane after the Kemmel Straight. Distinct Hosky saying, yo, how are you doing now, Hosky? Hope you see your drivers do well in this race for Jones and Cortez. And we're just going to reset the lobby because Hamskewer can't join in. So, yet again, apologies for that. But then after that, we will get this race underway. And just hopefully no cars will get stuck off the start. That's why I always do like these stock checks. Don't forget this race, 21 laps long. It is a grid start. It's not a rolling start. And again, for the tyre wears, you must race on all 3 of the tyre wears, like on like softs, your mediums, and your hard tyres. So we're just going to wait a couple of minutes for Alex to reset the lobby, just to let Hams Q just join in first, and then we'll get the others to join in. See people in the chat then saying who do you think will win then the first round of this lobby of lobby B. As you see there, lobby C is up there, also by Techno Guy. 11 people in that one should be. We're just still waiting for anyone there. 17 people watching, that's good then. Quite a number then showing up, this is good. So again, we're just waiting for Alex to restart the lobby and let Hams Q get back into the lobby, because obviously he's had problems coming in. We did see his name coming in and then leaving. So there we go. And we'll just wait before more numbers comes in. I think it's all right to join now, I believe. Looks like all the others have joined. Let's hope that Hams Cure has joined. Fine, hopefully. RA Shadow has joined, which I don't think he should have. There's Hams Cure, there he is, so he's good. Shadow supposed to race? I can't mind. No. So let's have a look then at Distinct Jones. Starting 10th on the grid. And he's getting the slower tyres out of the way though. So again, watch out for him. Like I said, that Citroen is absolutely fast off the line. So it's going to be interesting to see where Jones will come out after Lassos. Looks like a few other drivers then are going for the medium or the hard compound tyres now by the looks of it. There's Hams Cure, there he is there. He's driving the Chevrolet Corvette. Yeah, him and who was the other one? Dylan Cliff, they're both driving the Chevrolet. Like I said, there were 3,000 separating each other. We've got 13 people here. We are missing someone. Just look through the field there. We've got 15 or 16 there. There's Shadow. I don't know what he's doing. He shouldn't be in this lobby. I don't think so. Oh no, we do have. No. Who are we missing? Oh, we're missing Law. Yeah, we're missing Law. Okay. Yeah, so we're missing Law, unfortunately. But Law should be joining very soon, unless if he's gone for a toilet break. King Ears said everyone taking part. Yeah, good luck to you though as well, King Ears. Hopefully see you drive up through the field in your Toyota. Still fast car though. 12th on the grid. Still very quick though. 7/10 slower than Inman's fastest time. But there's Law. So now we've got 50. Now we've got all 14 out on track. Let's have a look then at Gecko Racer. What car he's driving? He's driving the BMW as well. Just the same as Ray Bolanta. Whoa, and he's lost it out of Malmedy, and that's a tank slapper there, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly... Do you remember that GT3 race with the ending there? And it's exactly what happened to that guy. I can't remember what track it was, but he must have spun like 4 times. That's exactly a carbon copy of what he did. I think it was actually the same car as well. I believe. I don't know if anyone remember that video, but there was a car. It was at the end of the race, and the car spun. Was it in Mazzano, actually? I want to say Mazzano, but I might be wrong on that. And it was in the final corner, and I think it was on a wet track or a drying track, and I think he was on soft tyres. And he put a couple of wheels on the grass and spun around, like did a 360 like 5 or 6 times. Someone went off there, poo on. That might have been Jones, possibly. Indeed it was, yeah. He's just stopping, probably maybe going to the toilet break there. There may be like a little toilet that he's just spotted out of there, and maybe climbed over the little fence there and decided to take a pee in there. Yeah, this is just a stuck check then to see all the way there. It's nice to see different manufacturers though. We've got an Aston Martin, a Lexus, an Audi, a BMW. We've actually got 7 different makes in the top 7. Aston Martin 1, Lexus 2, Audi 3rd, 4th is a BMW, Volkswagen 5th, Toyota 6th, Chevrolet 7th. We've got a Citroen and a Ferrari. So we've got 9 different manufacturers in this 14 car field. That's quite crazy. So like I said, this is just a stuck check, just to see if all the drivers will get away, and it's also a good implementation to see what Jones can do in that Citroen. So like I says, this is just a little practice just to see if he can get all 14 drivers underway. We have had problems in the past with these cars. Let's just hope that everyone gets all away, and hopefully no one will get stuck, which will be quite sad to see if anyone gets stuck. No, it looks like we are all underway. That's good to see. And again, you can see, look, the straight line of the Citroen. He's in 7th place then, going in towards turn 1. Yep, so it looks like everyone is all okay. Everyone got off the line well. Again, you see there are a couple of drivers there picking up penalties as well. Don't forget there are penalty burns around here. 3 parts of the track at the Kemmel straightaway, which they were at, then at the Corba Freire, and then at the start finish line before La Source. Those are the 3 places to burn a penalty. Look at the field of drivers then going by there. So nice to see. There's a look then at Cortez in the Ferrari. That's a brave choice there. Quite amazed to see a Ferrari in there. I've driven a Ferrari on this game. I just don't like the rear of the car. I think it's too slippy. Of course, we have seen a Ferrari before racing ARC in the past. Rascal won every round in the GTC Championship, which was ran by Kobu. Which I hope Kobu's in the chat there. It's a bit of a shame they're not to see any of the CSX drive. Oh no, except for Dylan Cliff. Sorry, my apologies. Yeah, Baz was saying the Ferrari will struggle. Yeah, I think so too. I think Kevlar will also struggle in his Dodge too. It may be good on straight line speed, but there's a lot of fast corners too. It's a great look at the field of drivers there. Look at them. Oh, this is great. Oh, they're free abreast nearly. Go on, Hawks. Go on, Ham. Sorry, Cortez. There's King of Years. He's just at the back of the field. So there you go. Stuck check is complete. Everyone's got off the line well, and we should get this 21 lap race underway. So now maybe the nerves could be out the driver's system. Well, obviously, well, probably not for now. But then once the race gets underway, the nerves will come back. The adrenaline will kick in with all the other drivers competing in it. And then we will get this race underway. I don't understand why Shadow's racing in this for. Not unless if he's coaching for someone. But I remember a TVT race then when I had to watch from lateral stream because the other team that they were racing against at the time had to have 2 coaches racing against to talk about strategies. Yeah, so there you go. Anyway, comment down below, who do you think will win this race? I think it's going to be very close now between Outlaw, Hallex and Inman. I think those 3 are going to do well. I'm just still quite intrigued to see what Jones can do in that Citroen. We just saw how it got off the line. It was like 7th place going into turn 1. So there you go. Inman just showing the rules. Tyre rules, you have to use a soft, medium and a hard for at least 1 lap. Not an in-lap or an out-lap as well. And other drivers then wishing other drivers the best of luck. Again, comment down below, who do you think will win this race? As we will get this race underway. And we'll get this historic meeting underway. So here we go then. This is the World Cup by ARC. Round 1. Coming to you at Spa-Francorchamps. This is how the starting grid will look. It's an ARC Team 1 front row with Inman and then Hallex. Outlaw in 3rd. Gecko Racer, Law, Charles, Dillon-Cliff, Hams, Crow, Jones, Dynamic Styles, King Ears, Rascal, and in 14th place is Cortez in the Ferrari. Here we go then. The lights are on. And then when the lights are out, we are going to get the World Cup underway. Lights out and away we go then. And again, watch out for that Citroen of Jones. And he's going to work his way. Maybe go to the inside there. Law puts a hefty block then as they go into the last source hairpin. Hopefully all nice and clean through the first corner. There's a little bit of contact there at the back of the field there, in which unfortunately Hams Hewitt got shoved out a little bit wide there. But Inman leads the way. Outlaw now into 2nd place. Hallex down to 3rd as they make their way towards Eau Rouge. Bit of side-by-side activity nearly there between Gecko Racer and Dillon-Cliff. Although Gecko Racer's one wide out of Eau Rouge. Radion. And is he going to cop himself a penalty? Probably just about. He hasn't done. And already the top 3 then breaking away there as the leaders are side by side now in towards the Lake Combe chicane. Inman still leads. Outlaw 2nd. Hallex in 3rd. The top 3 already a 2nd ahead of Gecko Racer. Dillon-Cliff in 5th. Law down into 6th position. Distinct Jones in the Citroen from 10th already up into 7th place then. And having a look on the inside is Crowhawk there. Hopefully there was no contact there at the Rivage hairpin. We'll have a take a look at a replay to see if there was a little bit of contact. Let's ride on board then with the Toyota driver then. Actually, here we go then. So he's all over the back then of Jones, out of Malmedy, and then in towards Rivage. Was there contact? Was there a bit of a push to pass on Jones? I think there may have been, you know, there was a little nudge there. And I mean, we don't want to be seeing any of that. The Law shoved his way up into 5th place as a result. In fact, Dillon-Cliff is down to 7th place now. So Crowhawk could be in a little bit of bother there with that little push to pass there on Distinct Jones. We don't want to be seeing anything like that though. Although Distinct has gone a little bit wide. He is on the hard tyres. He is on the slower tyres. So he will probably fall down the pecking order though. But looks like we're all nice and clean at the back of the pack. Indeed we are. Which has now got Hams Hewitt at the back of the pack. 13th is King Ears in his Toyota and his Racing Asylum teammate Dynamic Styles in 12th, but he is also on the hard tyres. But looks like Hallex has dropped himself a little bit away from Outlaw and Inman. And we know what Inman is like defensively wide. Here comes Outlaw, late braking and misjudged the chicane. And now he's gone off the track now. Now is he going to lose 2nd place as a result? He just gets the rear up there, held up Hallex quite a lot. And now Inman has already pulled out to a 2-second advantage. Now what can Hallex do? Let's ride on board then with him. But look at the mess actually further back. It's a huge mess at the back of there behind him. All for 4th position, still led by Gecko Racer, Law in 5th, and Crowhawk in 6th, followed by Dillon-Cliff and Charles in the DLL Toyota. So look at that scrap of cars. Let's ride on board them with Charles as they make their way out of Eau Rouge and into Radion. Look at the top foot. Look at them forward. That's a 16-wheel disaster just ahead of them. Cortez in the Ferraris up into 9th place there. He started dead last, so Cortez is driving through the field quite nicely. Jones down to 10th. That's where he qualified, but again, he is on the hard compound tyres as they're side by side then for 5th and 6th maybe. And that is now 5th place. No, sorry, 4th place now for that is Crowhawk. So we've got by the BMW of Gecko Racer. So we've got a battle for second place for Outlaw and Hallex. We've got a 5-car scrap for fourth place for Crowhawk, all the way down to Charles Place. And you've got Cortez in ninth place in the Ferrari starting to catch up. So it's not going to be that long until we have a 6-car scrap now for fourth position. And this is the squeal of tyres there from the Ferrari there going through Pouhon. So Cortez had a great start up to ninth place. He's gained 5 positions. His teammate, clanmate there, Jones, went up as high as 7th place, but down back to where he qualified. Rascal in 11th, followed by Dynamic Styles there. The two Beatles at it. And King Ears must have made a mistake because he's down now in last place. So unfortunately there from King Ears, sad to see. But Inman's advantage now, nearly 3 seconds now over Outlaw, who has sprinted himself away from Hallex there, 1.4 seconds. And then you've got this titanic scrap there for fourth place. In fact, Hallex could drop into this battle now. I'll just keep it all nice and tidy then through the chicane, hopefully so. Look at the mess there. I think Cortez actually caught up, and I think he's trying to still bring Jones with him as well. So it could be a battle there from 3rd down to 10th now. That's right on board then with Crowhawk sitting in 4th position. Little bit of daylight between himself and Gecko Racer now in 5th. Law still in 6th. Dylan Cliff down to 7th. And Charles, it looks like Cortez has a little bit dropped himself back now from this battle. Oh, and a penalty there for Dylan Cliff. He's got to be burning it here on the straightaway, which he's going to do right now. Look at the run that Gecko Racer has though on the Kemmel Straight. And again, Crowhawk maybe putting a little bit of a block in there, but he's got to be careful here. He's in a little bit of bother, is Crowhawk, after a little push to pass on Jones on the first lap. He's got to be careful though. He can't be doing too much aggressive driving already this early on in the race anyways. So whether that penalty has put Dylan Cliff down to, he's down to 9th place. Cortez has actually gone by him just about. Just hanging on there into P10 now is Jones. So Inman still leads. Outlaw 2nd, Hallex in 3rd, Crowhawk in 4th. 5th place is still Gecko Racer, but he is hunting down the Croatian. And then Law in 6th position. Probably some drivers will be fuel saving at this time. Charles in 7th, Cortez in 8th, Dylan Cliff in 9th, Jones in 10th, Rascal in 11th, Dynamic, and Dynamic is actually caught up with him. Let's ride on board then with Dynamic. He's got Hams Cure there just behind him as well, just about 8 tenths behind. And he's just about now in the slipstream now is Hams Cure. And out of Stavolo too. And now in towards Blanchimont. Does he take this flat out on the hard tyres? Let's have a listen. Yeah, just a little lift off the throttle there because he is in the turbulent air of Rascal. And he's going to back out of it. He's just he's saving a little bit of fuel there. Taking a lot of care at the chicane. And then to start lap number 4, Inman still leads. Outlaw 2nd, Hallex in 3rd place. But who is wanting 4th place? And I tell you what, Crowhawk is catching up now to Hallex. So Hallex's 3rd place could be under a little bit of problem, danger now. But again, you watch the run that Gecko Racer has, especially up here. Now, will he get a run? He's pulled away from Law. He's out the slipstream distance now with his Law. And you can see Hallex there going to the right side of the track because he knows now he is under threat. Crow tries to pull a move out there, try and fake a move or try and force Hallex into a mistake. But Hallex is far more experienced to be doing that. He is a 3-time champion of the ARC series. But Gecko Racer showing good pace here. He's all over the back of Crowhawk. He wants to find a way by. I can't remember what tyres they're actually starting with. But Gecko is wanting P4, potentially P3 right ahead of him. A little bit easing off into Pouhon. Now Now then, battle now for 7th place, led by DOL Charles, followed by Cortez in the Ferrari and Dylan Cliff. Toyota versus Ferrari versus Chevrolet. And they're just slowly catching up to Law, just heading the Beetle. Yeah, Baz is right there. Tyres will definitely play a huge part. I think it's on time 7, so the tyre wear is quite huge here. Obviously, the guys that's on the hard tyres will last the longest. The guys that are racing on the mediums will be lasting about average, and the guys that will be on the soft tyres, it's the faster tyre, but they will wear a lot quicker than the other two. So then here we go, and into the chicane they go again for the lap 4, and Outlaw's making an early pit stop there. Outlaw getting the soft tyres out the way. So that will promote Hallex now back into P2. Gecko Racers now into 3rd place. Oh, is he? He's side by side. Late braking as last saw happen. There was a little wiggle from Gecko Racer. Was there a little bit of contact there with Crow? Let's see. Let's try to board with Crow. No, there was just enough room to stick a BMW in there, but Crow really didn't give up that position that easily though. But watch out for Gecko, because he's got to run, and so too is Law in the process. Now what's Crow going to do? He's going to give him the run, but yeah, he's going to give him the inside at Lake Combe. Get that Toyota, and Crow tried. There was a gap. There was still room there, so Crow giving him room, giving him space, only just though. This is good racing there between the pair of them, and Law's there too. Distinct Cortez now into 6th place in that Ferrari. And Baz was saying the Ferrari will struggle, and I think, to be fair, I was as well. I said the same thing, but he's up into P6. Okay, there was already Outlaw that's made the pit stop. Where is he now, actually? Where is Outlaw? He's down in 14th place, and now he's on the medium tyres. So he's gone for the soft, medium, hard compound tyres at the start. Here comes Gecko Racer on the outside then at the Delphania chicane, and he's through this time. Gecko Racer finally has freed himself away from Crow Hawk, and that is P3 for the BMW and the Racing Asylum driver. Looks like Crow ran a little wide then out of Pouon, just touched the Astro on the exit, and that is P3 there for Gecko. Hopefully there was no contact between the pair of them. And now can he free himself away from the Croatian, and look at Law also there hounding him back there. But they've got to be looking out for Cortez, because that Ferrari looks super quick around here. Very striking livery the Team Distinct team will have. His clanmate there, Distinct Jones, in there in 9th place. He's just hanging on to the tail of this battle that's just ahead of him. But I tell you what, that is a mess there. Right on board now with Dylan Cliff there, and it looks like Cortez has just passed Law. That is for 5th place. And here we go. Law kind of misjudged the brake and nearly got into the back of Crowhawk. That was why. And it's compromised Law on the exit of the chicane. And that's P5 for Cortez. So good awareness, good racing etiquette on the part of Cortez. As you see, Gecko Racer weaving left and right on the straightaway before Eau Rouge and Radion. But what a drive this is from Cortez. From 14th on the grid, he's up to P5. That's 9 places he's made. Oh, the speed of the Toyota. He just breezes by Gecko Racing like he wasn't even there. And that's back into P3 now goes Crowhawk. And all the more time they keep battling, it's going to allow Hallex to pull away. And also Outlaw, who's already made his pit stop, he will probably go out well ahead of these guys right here. Tremendous scrap though. Crowhawk 3rd, Gecko Racer 4th. Law's back into 5th place. He's gone by Cortez. Then you've got Charles in 7th. Dylan Cliff now into P8. And then Jones again just hanging on in that Citroen in 9th place. 10th place is Dynamic Styles. Ham's Cure, after going a little bit off there at La Source, going a little bit off at No Name as well. In 11th place, King Ears in 12th. Outlaws in 13th, and I think also Rascal has also made this pit stop. Yes, indeed he has. He's now on the soft tyres. He is now in last place. But he has made the first of 2 pit stops. say, quite early to make a pit stop early on, I have to say. Anyway, Inman is just in a class of his own at the moment. Nearly 10 seconds he has over Alex. Now he is in the Lexus. And then it's just anyone's guess for third place, and it's still going on. They have freed themselves away from Cortez, who is side by side with Law and Blanchimont. That's a dangerous place to try and make a pass there. Cortez just barely holds on. Now, is that going to allow Charles to go through? Careful, lads, don't make a bit of contact at the bus stop chicane. Crowhawk's just gone into the pits. He's now gone in to change into whatever tyres. He was on the mediums, and now Jones is up into 8th place, and he is now catching up to the back here of this 4-car scrap now, but it's now potentially for P4 as Charles has a look on the inside of Law. Oh, and around goes Cortez! Cortez got caught out there. Oh, disaster there for Cortez. Now, I don't know. I think Charles was trying to make the run. Let's have a look then. Let's ride on board with Charles. So he goes to the inside. 3 into 1 doesn't go in there. And unfortunately, the innocent bystander was the victim of circumstances. And Cortez, he got shoved out. And I tell you what, Cortez will be absolutely fuming about that. Charles, meanwhile, was up into 4th place now as a result. But he could be in a bit of trouble after that moment there. Oh, he's running right though out of Malmedy, so he's going to lose him a little bit of time there. And where was that spin there? There is Cortez now down in 9th place, and he was having a great drive. Well, like I said, he was a victim of circumstances at La Source Airport, and he was the one that lost out hugely there. And that's a shame there, because like I said, Cortez was having a great race up until now. Someone else is coming to the pit lane. So we've only got 4 drivers that have made their pit stop: Outlaw, Crowhawk, Rascal and Hams. So the top 10 has yet to make a pit stop, and there Inman's gap now, and no soft tyres there. He's got the soft tyres. He's on the quicker tyres than Alex, and those soft tyres are looking just about 50% done. In fact, he's going into the pit lane, so Inman is going into the pits. Just see what lap time comparisons he has over Outlaw. Outlaw's best time was a 2:17.7. Alex is also into the pit lane, so that will enable Gecko Racing now into the lead of the race there. So all you Racing Asylum fans will be happy to see one of your drivers leading the way. Charles in 2nd, Law in 3rd. Loads of drivers coming in now. Alex, Inman, Dylan, Dynamic, all into the pits, as well as Dynamic and King Ears. So it's basically now effectively the top 4: Gecko Racer, Charles, Law and Jones, that have not yet made a pit stop. Let's ride on board then with Jones as he makes his way in Eau Rouge and Radion. Again, the sparks flying from the Beetle just ahead of Law. Oh, now more importantly though, Outlaw has come out ahead of Inman. Inman had about a 9-second lead over Alex, and he comes out 2 seconds behind. So affectionately, the battle for the lead is now that Outlaw is into the lead of the race, and that's because he was driving in some clean air. The only benefit that Inman will have now over Outlaw is that he has the more fresher tyres, at least about 3 or 4 fresher tyres, elapsed tyres better than Outlaw, who's now 2.5 seconds away, and looks like he's still pulling away. And also as well, that Crowhawk has actually gone into a net 3rd position, because he's overtook Alex. But Crowhawk is on the soft tyres. Alex he's also on the soft tyres as well, so he's going for the hard tyres in his last run, as well as I believe as Inman. There's a look then at Rascal in 9th place, potentially P5 as well for him. Dynamic Styles in 10th place, but I'm just wondering if he's already raced on those hard tyres. I don't know if he had to, if he's changed tyres, or I'm pretty sure he raced on the hard tyres before he made the pit stop. So Don't know what strategy that Dynamic is doing there. Cliff in 11th, 12th is Hamskewers, and there is Cortez. Now he's on the hard tyres, but he's down in last place. But he should be a lot more higher up after the spin at La Source Hairpin. Anyway, leaders in. Gecko Racer into the pits. Charles and Jones stays out. What about Law? Law comes into the pits as well. So now you've got your top two, but have yet to make a pit stop. Charles leads, Jones in second. Charles on the mediums, Jones on the harder tyres. But again, when they make the pit stop, it is Outlaw that will lead the race. Inman second, Crowhawk third, Hallex in fourth, and I think it'll be Rascal coming out in fifth place. No less if Gecko Racer will come out just ahead. I want to see, actually. Let's see what tyres the Gecko Racer. Gecko Racer's... I don't know. He's on the hard tyres. Dynamic Styles looks like he's made another pit stop because he had, he must have had the tyre glitch, so he couldn't change the tyres. So Rascal comes out ahead of Gecko Racer. That's a problem. That's a disaster there for Dynamic Styles. That's a shame now. Don't want to see anyone have the tyre glitch, or if it was a genuine mistake on his part, then he forgot to change tyres. Or even fuel up as well, by the looks of it. Maybe a bit of a breeze, you know, a bit of adrenaline kicking into Dynamic Styles. Again, a lot of nerves on the line for some of these drivers. They don't want to let them don't want to let their teams down. Anyway, Charles still leads. Jones in second. Outlaw effectively in the lead of the race, but that gap is closing now from Inman. 1.2 seconds now. Crowhawk in third, but he is on the faster tyre than the top two ahead of him. And Hallex as well, chasing down Crowhawk for in a net fourth place. Rascal in fifth, effectively nearly 7 seconds down the road on Hallex, but he's also on the same tyres as Hallex and Crowhawk. Gecko Racer comes out on the hard tyres in a net sixth place ahead of Law and Dylan Cliff. As the leader Charles makes his way out into Blogemont and then into the chicane, and will he pit at this time to change to either a set of softs or to hard tyres? I think Jones will probably stay out for another lap. No, Charles stays out. In fact, Jones comes in. Jones decides to come into the pits. So that's his hard stint out of the way. He's got the softs or mediums to his arsenal. And that leaves Charles the only one to have yet to make a pit stop, as we are just nearly completing the first half of the race to start the second half on lap 10. So we'll give you a rundown then when Jones come out of his pit stop. That's awesome to see. We've got 20 likes. That's awesome. I like to see that. 20 likes. That's amazing. So Charles just having a casual drive there for DLL. He leads the way. 14 seconds he has over Outlaw. But like I said, Charles is yet to pit. He's the only one to make his first pit stop. Outlaw in second, but he's been hunted down by Inman. Let's ride on board then with Inman. And the speed of the Aston Martin against the Audi. And that's no competition there. That is now a net lead now for Inman. Now pretty much goes to the middle of the track there to block the run that Outlaw would have. And that is effectively the lead of the race back again. Hallex is all over the back of Crowhawk as well. In fact, they're side by side in Malmedy. Hallex has got to be a little bit careful. Crowhawk seems to be a little bit of an aggressive driver. Look at him weaving back and right. He's got to be careful. He can't be doing too much of that. Obviously, he'll face a bit of a warning from the stewards there for his continuous blocking. But Hallex all over the back of Crowhawk as they make their way in towards Pouon. And we know what Hallex driving is like. He's not a guy that will save fuel. He will go for that lead. But the problem is he's got to get by the Toyota Crowhawk. Again, Crowhawk trying to park his car in the middle of the track there. Lights ablaze there from the Lexus driver. Actually, Hallex setting the fastest lap of the race of a 2:15.781, so you can tell that he's flying. And they're also catching up with Outlaw just ahead in the Audi. But like I said, Outlaw pitted in very early on as Hallex has got a run out of Stavolo too. But that Toyota's just quick off that line. It's just so quick there. Charles saying, go Inman. Let's ride on board then with Alex and see what he can do. As Charles finally surrenders the lead and he will make his first pit stop. Now what's Alex going to do? Because he'll probably know that Crowhawk is a bit of an aggressive racer, a bit of a forceful blocker. As Outlaw makes his second pit stop now. So that's the softs of the tyre and the mediums out the way. So he's going for the hards all the way. Again, we're going to keep an eye out on this battle here for second place. As Crowhawk lighting the rears out of La Source. There's Rasco into fourth place. So back into the lead of the race here, but there could be a potential change for second place if Alex can work his way around Crowhawk. And then onto the Kemmel Straight again. Crowhawk going over to the right side of the track there. Alex again staying in the toe. Now they go back onto the racing line. Late as possible then in towards the Lecumbe chicane. Crowhawk will not give this up though, but that's a tremendous pass there from Alex. And that is an ARC Team 1 and 2. Superb pass there from Alex. Crowhawk, that battle was not done yet though. Crowhawk will still try and find a way by. Rascal in fourth now. Gecko Racer in fifth. But he's now being chased down by Law. Dylan Cliff in seventh. And look at this battle then for 8th, 9th and 10th now. Hamskewer there in the Chevrolet, as well as Charles and Distinct Jones in the Corvette. Sorry, the Corvette, what am I saying? In the Citroen, my apologies. And Jones now onto the soft and medium tyres now. And he's gained a spot on Hams. So that's now 9th place now for Jones. King Ears, after what happened in, I think it was the second lap, is now into a very respectable 11th place there. So good job there for King Ears. Driving beautifully there now. Very consistent times as well. 2:19s and a faster lap of a 2:17. So King Ears showing some good pace there in that Toyota. Cortez in the Ferrari down in 12th place, but he is on the slower tyres. Outlaw down in 13th. Now he's also on the hard tyres. And Dynamic Styles there must have had some problem with the glitch that he's had there, unfortunately, down in last place. But he could probably salvage a top 10. He just needs to drive the wheels off of that Beetle. And again, he's also shown good pace too. 2:17.6 his best lap there. But that's not all. That's also on the medium tyres. So I wonder what he'll do if he races on the soft tyres. As Crowhawk now surrenders third place and into the pits he goes. That will be his second and final pit stop. He will go into the hard tyres now. I wonder if he's actually pitting early because he noticed there that Outlaw. He could battle with Outlaw. So that could be a smart strategy from Crowhawk to pit quite early. Also as well, the fuel also with 8%. Will he come out ahead of Outlaw? He's just made his way out of Blanchimont. Mark, will you say nice move there, Nuggy? Yeah, that was a stunning pass. Now, will Crow come out ahead of Outlaw? That's the question. There is Crowhawk. He's now on the hard tyres. He may come out ahead of Outlaw, actually. I think he's got it, you know. Potentially, yeah, Outlaw potentially could be down to 4th place there. So, Crowhawk is actually skipped ahead of Outlaw. I want to check the fuel, though, too. Let's see how much fuel that Crowhawk's put in. Just about roughly the same. So, Crowhawk has actually gone out ahead of Outlaw. Good going that fair from Crow. Let's have a look at this battle then for 7th place. It's only realistically the only close battle. Dylan Cliff has just jumped ahead out of the pair of them. But a dust kicking off out of No Name. And there you can see Hamskewer there. Another DOL driver there as Charles makes his way out of Pouhon. Could say potentially this is a neo-home circuit for Charles. And there is a look at Jones there sitting in 8th place. But watch out for that Citroen. That Citroen will be very quick in the last stint on the soft tyres. 10 laps to go. Inman, Hallex, Rascal, 1, 2, 3. And then in 4th place is Law. 5th place is Gecko Racer. Cliff is in 6th. Charles 7th. Jones in 8th. Hamskewer 9th. It's King Ears now up into top 10 now. Good showing that there from King Ears. And actually closing down on Hamskewer. As now Rascal pits in to go onto the hard tyres there. Now let's ride on board with Jones, because, oh my God, passing the grass there from Jones. That's 2 in 1. Superb stuff there, and outbreaks himself at the chicane. Charles is through on the outside. Jones losing the rear. Boy, oh boy, that was hair-raising stuff there out of Blanchimont. Yeah, Cliff got it all wrong, and look at that. That's a Dale Earnhardt passing the grass right there from Distinct Jones. And then he just outbrakes himself really late on the brakes at the chicane. And then Charles just went by, and Cliff... Yeah, Cliff had that all wrong. Did he have some help? I don't know. I want to see. Let's have a look at that again. He got it all worked up out of Blanchimont. And look at the run that Jones getting all 4 wheels on the grass. And then through goes Charles in the Toyota. There was room, he gave him room, and again Jones lighting up the rears, losing the traction off the corner, and now Jones is back again, back into 6th place. That was a great moment there. That was a great battle. Julian Swift saying Lobby B update, Ray Bolanta is leading, followed by Paolo BM and Mamba Strike. So my favourite livery so far is leading in Lobby B. That's good. Oh, Cliff understeering out of No Name, and he's going to hit a lot of AstroTurf, and that's him going to be losing the draft away from Charles and Jones. Thomas TT's back in there. I miss you, Tom, again. Get back in that lobby, yeah. Get back in our server, Thomas. I miss you. So Cliff, after making that mistake out of No Name, has lost the draft away, nearly 2 seconds away from Jones now in 6th place, who is still hounding down the Toyota. Oh, a little sideways out of Lefania. Alex is into the pits to make his last pit stop. And there's a look then at Outlaw, and it looks like he's not really closing up. He's kind of struggling on those hard tyres. Because I've also noticed there too is that Rascal has come out ahead of Outlaw, so potentially... Oh, as he gets Stavolo 2 out of shape. So potentially Outlaw could be, when the guys make their second and final pit stops, Outlaw could be in 5th place after all this. Crowhawk looking really fast on those hard tyres. He's looking really good. Again, he was battling with Harlex there, but like I said, Harlex is into the pit lane to make his second and final stop. But is he going to come out just ahead? Oh no, he's going to come out way ahead of Crowhawk. Yeah, Crowhawk's just crossed the line. And there's Harlex. He's going to be side by side though with Hams Cure though, up, down Eau Rouge. I think Alex wanted to see some clean air, not to have a car right in front of him, but he will get the run though on Hams. Up the Kemmel Straight they go. Chevrolet in 8th, Lexus in 9th, and you can just see the run that Alex is just sort of getting on Hams, and he's going to decide to back out of it there. And there is 7th place King Ears, who's yet to make a second pit stop there. Hams there, whoa, sideways again from Alex there, getting on the power a little bit too early. Now he's got the run. Can he make the move going into Malmedy? He's a bit too far back to make a pass there, so we may have to make the pass possibly at Pouon, maybe. Oh, we could do it at No Name. Hams gives him the room on the outside. Fairful, respectful driving there, and that's through. So Alex passing another car around the outside there. Hams being very kind to Alex there. Again, great drive yet again from King Ears, but yet to make a second stop. But he is showing good pace again in that Toyota. He's doing steady 219s now, because obviously with the tyre wear coming into play. But King Ears having a great race now, into 7th, but he is still yet to make his second stop. So Inman's advantage now over Law, that's in P2. 21 seconds he has. Gecko Racer in 3rd, Charles in 4th, Jones in 5th, Clifford's in 6th, King Ears in 7th, and Alex, who has made the second and final pit stop, is in 8th. Now watch out for Cortez, he's all over the back now of Hams. As the sun rising there, Gecko Racer makes his second and last pit stop. Oh, that's tight through Blanchimont there. Had to be fighting the dirty air as well, does Cortez. into first gear there. Anyone coming into the pit lane? No. Hams and Cortez stays out. King Ears makes his second and last pit stop. That's a good run there from Cortez. He has over Hams. Hams nearly sort of lost the rear on the exit out the chicane there. So Ferrari on the outside, Chevrolet on the inside at La Source. Late braking into the hairpin. But Cortez will have the run off of the hairpin. And they're going to be side by side, and then they're still going to be side by side through Eau Rouge and Radion. And no, Hams kind of backed out a bit and gave the position to Cortez. But Hams will want that second and will have that 7th place back there. And again, the power of that Chevrolet Corvette, it just goes by the Ferrari. Look at it. Oh, but Cortez late on the brake then into the Lecombe chicane, gets into Hams there. Oh, Cortez really late on the brakes because he completely missed the apex. He was trying late braking there and it didn't work. There was contact though, there was slight contact, but Cortez will still be fuming after the incident at La Source though. So Cortez now into 7th place, Hams back down to 8th, and there you can see in the background there is Crow in 9th place. And the gap between Halleck's to yellow flag's been waved. Someone spun at Pouon, and who was that? That is Jones. Jones has had a moment and he's got damage, so he's had a huge off at Pouon. Oh, he's just lost the rear. He clipped the... Oh, and it tank slapped, and that's a hard impact. He hit the AstroTurf in the middle part of the Pouon. And like I said in qualifying, don't touch the AstroTurf on that in the middle of Pouon, because it will just get the car straight off, and that's exactly what happened. So problem there for Jones, as the leader Inman will make his second and final pit stop, and again, Jones nearly losing the front or the rear this time. And even goes to the grass as well. The damage is off, damage is on light. And now he's all, and now Hams Q is all over the back of him now. And in fact, Jones is letting Hams go by. So I'm wondering if Jones has got some sort of like a problem, or is he just going to pull into the pits right now? In fact, he is going to pull into the pits right now. So Jones's race just went horrible, all wrong for horrible. Inman anyway is, I think Inman's just come out of the pits now. Dylan Cliff and Law are all into the pits as well. Meanwhile, Charles back into the lead. So as it stands at the moment, I believe Charles, Cortez and Hams have not yet made their second stop. Inman and Hallex have. Crowhawk, Rasco and Law all have as well. So you've got Charles, Cortez and Hams, first, fourth and fifth, have yet to make their second stop. So we've got DLL 1 and 5. We've got ARC Team 1, 2, 3 and 8. Although Law has just lost that 8th place there to Outlaw. So there you go. There's a look at Outlaw. Just passing Law on the Kemble Straight. And there's Gecko Racer in the BMW. So this could be a good scrap here. Let's ride on board with Gecko Racer. And Outlaw going to the middle of the track. They're going in towards Malmedy, the downhill hairpin, second gear. And Outlaw in his Audi keeps that position. Gecko is on the faster tyre out of the pair of them. Outlaw's on the hards. I believe Law's also on the hard tyres. Yes, indeed he is. Gecko trying to make a pass at Pouon. That's brave. That is super brave from Gecko. Oh, Lord, just giving him the room there in the middle part of the second part of Pouon. But gets by. He still holds on. But it's going to be a matter of when, though, is Gecko, because he is on the faster tyres than Law and Outlaw and Law. That's going to be quite confusing. Geckos just need to show that bit of patience. He's probably know he's the faster tyre out of the two of them that's ahead of him. He could get two positions in one here, like we've seen from Distinct Jones not too long ago. Law having a great run there, going in towards Blanchimont. May have got held up a little bit from Outlaw. And again, Gecko Race is getting held up by the pair of them because he can't get by both Law and Outlaw. Law really late on the brakes then on Outlaw, round the outside. That's another great pass there from Law. Hamskew and Distinct will make their second and final pit stop, so Charles is the last one to make his second stop. Tremendous battle going on for sixth with Law and Outlaw, and also Gecko Racer. Oh, the three of them are so close, nose to tail, literally, and now Gecko Racer may have the run on Outlaw, just enough to squeeze a BMW, nearly squeezing them up against the wall, side by side. It's Eau Rouge and Radion. No one really backed out of it there. They never gave an inch for one another. Outlaw could actually pick up quite a bit of a penalty there, or will the GT Sport will give him a little bit of leeway because they were side by side in the middle of Eau Rouge. I tell you what, that's actually going to help him because he's going to pass Lord as well, but that was some hair-raising stuff not too long ago from between Outlaw and Gecko. That was some very scary stuff there. No drivers there giving an inch, and no one backed out of it. There's a look then at our leader Charles. He is still got a 14-second advantage and there's about 5 laps to go. Do you think he'll probably make the rest of the way? It'd be quite intriguing if he does. Inman in second, Hallex in third, fourth is Rascal, Crowhawk in fifth, and Crowhawk is gaining on Rascal as well. So could see a position change very, very soon. Potentially net third place, providing if Charles does make his second stop. And you got this insane battle for sixth place, still led by Law, Outlaw, and Gecko Racer still can't find a way by, as Outlaw lost the rear in the middle of Stabilo, and that's now a position change. Gecko Racer has finally got by Outlaw. Now can he get by Law for sixth place? Again, lights ablaze from all the drivers now. Look how quick that BMW is though. And again, Law will do anything to hold on to his position here. Gecko Racer tries to pull out. Has he got the move? No, here comes Outlaw. He's going to make a move around the outside. Little touch there. But Gecko will have the run off the corner, and that is still holding on to 7th place. They're good racing between the 3 of them. Law on the hard tyres. Gecko on the soft tyres. Outlaw on the hard tyres. Obviously Gecko is the faster of the pair of them, but he just can't find a way by. Will this be the run? No. Outlaw losing a bit of tail now from Law and Gecko, and now Gecko goes to the outside on the Kemble Straight. The 2 of them literally pretty much the same speed though, but it's going to be late braking then into Lecombe. Law not giving it up again without a fight. Gecko's got the inside for the second part of the Lecombe chicane, and that is 6th place now. That was some entertaining racing from the 3 of them, I have to say. His fellow racing Asylum teammate Kingy is there under a bit of pressure from Dillincliffe in 10th place. And there's Distinct Jones who had that big off at Pouon. Actually set the fastest lap of the race now. 2:15.746 for the Citroen driver. His clanmate Cortez in the Ferrari in 12th place, Hamskewer in 13th, and there is Dynamics who has also made his second and final pit stop. He's now on the faster tyre now, but he's still in last place. But again, a shame what happened to him if he had that either the pit glitch or he forgot to change tyres and add fuel in the car. Charles eventually finally comes into the pits because he is flashing red, so he's not going to put in on a lot of laps on the hard tyres, I'm guessing. But is that going to allow Inman to maybe get into the lead? Charles could actually get a potential podium finish maybe, because he doesn't need to put that much fuel in the car, and plus he's going to be on the fresher, harder tyres than both Inman and Halleck. So this could be quite intriguing with Charles here. That was a very good second stint actually from Charles, because he could maybe potentially, out of all of it, get a podium position. Where is Rascal and Crowhawk? They're just coming across the line now. But where does Charles come out in? He might not need to put in a lot of fuel in, I have to say. Here we go. Let's see where he comes out. He comes out in 5th place, just ahead of Gecko Racer, but he does have time. 3.7 seconds the advantage, though, it is to Crowhawk. I think Crowhawk is still closing down a bit on Rascal, although it looks like it's stabilised a bit. Baz is definitely enjoying the racing here, so am I. This has been great fun here. What an introduction this is to the World Cup by ARC Round 1 at Spa. 23 likes. It's great to see so many likes here. It's awesome. Crowhawk doing a great job for COC to stay his car in 4th place. And Outlaw, who qualified in 3rd place, is down now into 8th place. I don't know if those Audi tyres are not good on those hard tyres, I have to say. I don't know, but yeah, Outlaw really struggling, especially in this last stint, because he's just been falling down the pecking order. Meanwhile, Dylan Cliff has gone by King Ears, and here comes Jones as well. Jones is catching them. As I look then at Cortez there, started dead last, got up to his highest 5th place, had the moment at La Source that put him down to around where he is now, and he's trying to catch up with his distinct teammate. He also got Hams there. I think he's also slowly catching up. As I look then at Dynamic, then still in last place, but he's actually set a really fast lap time on lap 17, 2:16.0. So it goes to show that Dynamic does have pace. As Inman starts the penultimate lap, the gap between himself to Halleck's 3.6 seconds. Arasco in 3rd, Crowhawk in 4th, and he's slowly pulling away from the Croatian. I'm just wondering if there's enough time for Gecko Racer to maybe catch up to Crowhawk. Charles is actually catching there too. Watch out for him, because he's going to have... Oh, I pushed a replay. My apologies. So let's ride on board then with Charles, because he can see a potential top 5 finish here for the German. Down in 7th, Dylan Cliff in 8th. You can tell that Charles is really trying here. He really is trying to catch up to Gecko Racer, even though he is on the soft tyres. So Outlaw now down to P10 and P9, and potentially could be down to 10th place, because King Ears is getting a bit of a run on him as well. Let's ride on board with King Ears. He could probably sniff a top 8 out of all this. Did have a problem on lap 2, which we didn't see, but this is a great recovery drive, this, from King Ears. And Outlaw, especially in the second stint, has just gone backwards and backwards and backwards. I think for me, definitely, those hard tyres are definitely not working on the Audi. With the way Outlaw was going, he was like just less than a tenth faster, slower than Inman for the pole, and yeah, it's just weird to see him just coming down the order. In fact, he's gone off at Stavolo too, so this is an opportunity now for King Ears to make a pass. Gets back on the track though, but it's going to lose him quite a bit of momentum. Again, he's going to protect the inside. No, he's going to take the racing line into Blanchimont, but this is going to allow King Ears an opportunity to get by. He hits the AstroTurf on the exit of Blanchimont. Now assist the run that King Ears is going to get. He's going to dive to the inside, and that's another position change. So Outlaw is down to 10th place. Could be 11th place, because Jones is flying in that Citroen. And again, Outlaw, again, lighting up the rear tyres. And is that going to allow Jones to make the run? He's got a big overlap on the Audi driver as we start the last lap of the race. And so down to 11th place now goes Outlaw. Jones gets to top 10. That's when he qualified. He could get 9th place though. It's right on board then with the Citroen of the St. Jones, and he could smell 9th place of King Ears. He's going to do the sensible option, then go in single file through Eau Rouge and Radion. But Outlaw is really dropping back. He is genuinely dropping back. He's now nearly half a second down. Is he like low on fuel? Oh, he's got a penalty. He has to burn it on the Kemmel straightaway, which he should be doing it on the right side, not in the middle of the track there. So that could be a bit of a problem for Outlaw as well. He didn't burn it properly. He didn't burn his penalty properly. He did burn it on the middle of the track. So he's lost another spot now to Cortez. And also Jones has got by King Ears for 9th place there. So King Ears, it will still be good there to take a solid 10th place anyways, no matter what. I don't think they've got time to catch up with Dylan Cliff just ahead in the other Chevrolet. And again, Outlaw running very wide out of No Name. And that's Hamskewer now up into 12th place. That Audi is really struggling on those hard tyres. He is so struggling. Look at him. He's struggling with it. It's like me racing. Wow, what a huge drop that is for Outlaw. Really has been a disastrous one. But anyway, the last lap then, and Inman will win round 1 of the World Cup by ARC. Inman takes race 1. It's a Hallex, it's a Hallex 1-2. It's a Team ARC, Team 1 and 2. Here comes Rascal for Team ARC 2 to cross the line in 3rd position. Oh, in fact, Gecko Racer's passed Crowhawk on the last lap. Oh, look at this mess now. Look at this. Can Gecko Racer get 4th position on the line? Yes, indeed he can. So Gecko Racer gets 4th. Crowhawk gets 5th. And then Charles will cross the line in 6th place. Law will get 7th. Dylan Cliff in 8th. And who's going to get 9th place then across the line? It will be Distinct Jones. King Ears in 10th. Distinct Cortez in 11th. 12th place then goes to Hamskewer and Outlaw, who has had an absolutely dreadful lap. Look at the times as well. 2:19, 2:20, 2:21, 2:22, a 2:31.8. And it was only 7 seconds ahead of Dynamic Styles in last place. So really, really struggling there for Dynamic. For Outlaw. But there you go. That is the unofficial results there. And what a race that was. So congratulations then to ARC Inman in winning the first round of the World Cup by ARC. I'd like to know who's winning in Lobby B and Lobby C. But there you go. That was thoroughly entertaining, and what a race that was. So let's bring up the unofficial race results. So Inman won. The advantage was 4.5 seconds. Rascal in 3rd. Gecko Racer got Crowhawk, must have been on the last lap, for 4th place there. So solid effort there for the Racing Asylum driver. Crowhawk in 5th. Charles maybe pitted in maybe 1 lap too late possibly, but he gets 6th place nonetheless. Law 7th. Cliff in 8th. Jones in 9th. King Ears 10th. Cortez 11th. Hamskewer 12th. Outlaw in 13th. And Dynamic Styles in 14th. So there you go. That has been round 1 of the ARC World Cup. Round 1 at Spa. Next meeting will be at St. Qualby, which will be next month, I want to say. I think it's like next month. But anyway, thank you to everyone that's been watching. Thank you to the racers as well. All done brilliantly. I'll be there, Savvy. And we'll see you again. Well, actually, next live event will be the BTCC, which will be happening, I believe, next Sunday. So there we go. Until then, see you later.